Today for our visual motor activity, we're going to introduce using scissors. And we're just going to start with the basics. So we're just going to do snipping. But what I want to do is I want to show you a little bit about the positioning and just kind of a simple activity to do just to work on the skill of snipping with scissors. So let me spin my camera around here. Hopefully I can get it right on there for you. All right. Let's see. There we go. All right. So as you can see, I have it was a sheet of paper that I ended up cutting right down the middle. So you have to decide if this is something you want to set up for your student, or if you think your student can handle making these marks for him or herself. Okay. So what you're going to do, well, let me just start off first with the hand position for the scissors. Now, what you'll notice a lot of times with young students who start using scissors is they immediately want to cut with their hand turned down so that they're like this. You see that? And what you want to do is you want to teach them to cut with open hands. Okay, so you want them to be in this position for cutting. Now, when they start putting the scissors in their hand, they're going to come to the middle, but it's better to start opened up like this. It's also going to help with holding the paper with your other hand, okay? Because what you typically will have is they will start like this. They'll have the paper down on the ground. They'll put the scissors down and they want to just cut like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to lift it up off the table. Visually, it's easier to see that way as well. So what we'll have them do is you really want to work on making sure they know where their non-cutting hand is. Okay, so you want to encourage them to keep those fingers out of the way. So you may with the youngest students not start here on the edge. You may want to start more towards the middle, so you're assured that they are not anywhere near their hand. Okay. And so as you see that, when I cut, then the paper flops. So then you have to move over a little bit. Okay? And it's okay to adjust each time or to get a couple of cuts in the way and then shift again. Okay? And all they're practicing doing is having the feel of cutting. And I like to have the lines because I want them to be thinking when they're cutting about being purposeful in their cutting. So I don't want them just randomly cutting. I want them to kind of know where they're going with it. So the marks on the page are just a visual guide to show them where they should go. And then, of course, flip to the other side, shift your hands. It's just like that. I think about some of the things I tell students sometimes about using scissors, particularly when they're not real familiar with them, is they will oftentimes put the wrong hands in, and so use different scissors or different ways. These Fisker scissors, the smaller hole is always your thumb hole. So I'll just get yourself familiar with the scissors that your child's using, and just know what they are. And you want to just give them a simple verbal or visual cue. And I would say the thumb goes in the little hole, so they know the thumb goes in the little hole. And I usually, in the beginning, I will keep the scissors close, but I will put the scissors on their thumb first, and then they may figure this out, or I may have to help them get their fingers in the right position. Now you'll notice that I've got a finger up here, and sometimes students do that. Most of the time their fingers go in here. Obviously, these scissors are not the right size for my hand, but you'll typically will see them have 2 or 3 fingers in here, which is completely fine. Okay, so that's it for the. Let's see if I can get. That's it for this activity. Not much to it. Just simple snipping. Sometimes people who are helping students with cutting, they will just have a box of paper, and they'll just let their kids go, and they'll snip, and that's fine. But I would say put some put some marks on the paper so that they have something to look at. All right, and so you got to snip before you start cutting across the page, and that's what we're doing with this one. All right, you guys take care.